Hello there, everybody. I'm Mel Allen, and this is Baseball Collector.
Yo, and hello, everybody. Mike here, Baseball Collector. Happy Wednesday to everybody, middle of the week. I know. I said I was going to do a video yesterday, but the truth is that I didn't get the card that I was expecting to get to show off. It was an auction house win from Robert Edward Auctions. I got it today, so I'll be able to show it today. So apologize for the thousands and tens of thousands of people that were expecting a video from me yesterday. Probably more likely the one or two of you that were waiting for a video yesterday that didn't happen. But today I will make that right. Man, I've really kind of been enjoying. I've been watching the Little League World Series, and every summer, man, it's so much fun to watch these 11 and 12-year-old kids just love the game and the emotions of it, the ups and downs. These kids are really good, and there's a team from Texas that I'm following that won again today, and just fun to watch. It'd be better when they are able to do the international versus U.S. thing again. That'll be kind of cool, but it's still very neat. So if you're not watching the World Series, Little League World Series, it's on ESPN. Check it out. You'll enjoy it if you love baseball. The other thing I'm loving about baseball is some milestones. I'll talk about that when I turn the camera around and show a couple of cards in honor of someone who hit a big milestone home run this week. We'll talk about that. But man, I'll tell y'all guys a story. A couple of weeks ago, sitting at the ranch, and I get a phone call. Random number, didn't know the number, which I usually don't answer, quite frankly. But this time, I don't know why I decided to answer it, and I did. And it was this guy from HBO Sports. I'm like, okay, he's a producer for Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel, the show. And I'm like, yeah, hi. And so we talked a little bit, and turns out he wanted to use some of our footage from Bench Clear Media that we had shot at the National for a segment that they did that just aired, I want to say last night, on Real Sports. So you can watch it. I watched it on HBO Max. It's the latest August episode, whatever that is. And they did a story about the sports card industry and the boom, and talked to different collectors and a card shop owner, and showed some stuff, did some interviews at the National, this guy did, and it was really an interesting story. It certainly centered on the financial aspect of the hobby, which I'm not terribly crazy about. But, it's all happening, so it's not like it's something you can just bury your head in the sand about. But the story was good. I mean, it was well done. And they used some clips that we had shot, and I say we, being Matt had shot for us from Bench Clear. And so that was just kind of neat to see that process of, well, how do we get them the footage, and how do we they compensated us for the footage and all that kind of. Never had that happen before, so that was just kind of a cool experience to go through and have happen. Just different, certainly different. And go check that out. They only used from us like some crowd shots of the National, so it wasn't any big deal, really. It's just kind of weird. Like, why couldn't they have shot their own B-roll kind of stuff? But hey, whatever. And yeah, this guy called me on my cell phone, and we had this conversation, and I was like, how'd you get my number? And he had gotten it from Ray Schulte, who's the kind of head of the marketing and stuff for the National. And so that was just kind of interesting. Again, I don't know how he found the footage or anything like that, but that's okay. Just kind of a neat experience. So let me show you my auction house win. I'll show you a couple of cards of another player, and I'll be right back. Hold on one second. One of the things I really love seeing in baseball, things that happen, are milestones. I think they are lines in the sand that you can draw when achievements are made by players individually to reach certain milestones that you just remember, and you kind of savor those, because we don't get that a lot. There's not a lot of people hitting 500 home runs or 3,000 hits or 3,000 strikeouts or whatever, no hitters and stuff, they kind of happen on the fly. But we don't see a whole lot of guys hitting these milestones anymore. Certainly, we're not going to see 300 wins anytime soon. So I'm going to need 2 of these today. But Miguel Cabrera, who I think is, one of the greatest players of this generation, and I've been able and blessed to watch his entire career, just hit his 500th home run. I know several Miggy collectors out there in the community, like JT, of course, and Caitlin. They're super happy and super excited about that, as they should be as player collectors of that player when they achieve that. It's so cool. I remember when Adrian Beltre got his 3,000th hit, I was super excited being an Adrian Beltre fan. Not necessarily a huge collector of his stuff, although I have a lot of it. I love seeing that stuff happen. And so I got a couple of Miguel Cabrera autographs in my collection to show off. I don't have any Tigers autographs, ironically, which is something I need to pick up because, of course, Miguel Cabrera is going to be in the Hall of Fame first ballot. But this is a fresh ink autograph from Fleer from a long time ago. I got these slabbed myself blue flip long time ago. What does that tell you? And then I've got this other slabbed one. I have a couple of other regular ones, like non-slabbed. I shouldn't say I don't have a Tigers autograph. I do, just not a slabbed Tigers autograph. So there's another one. These are super shiny. This is from Topps Pack Wars. This was a set that came out early 2000, mid 2000s, 04, 05, something like that. Let me look. Let's see, 2005. Yeah. So not numbered or anything, but on card, Miguel Cabrera autograph. Always a good thing. So yeah, there's that. Now for the auction house win from Robert Edwards Auctions. I don't think there's a lot of people that do auction houses a ton. I am one of those guys that looks at them all the time. I have not bought a lot recently in auction houses, mainly because the cost. Prices there have gone up just as much as they have everywhere else. And so things have gotten to where I'm not comfortable paying the prices that they have. And so, but on the REA one that just ended a couple of weeks ago, I think I bid on 3 or 4 items and I ended up only winning one of them. I'm one of those guys that will put a bid in kind of towards the end when it opens up to or stops the regular bidding and goes into what's called extended bidding. And then I kind of have my number. I put in my number, I calculate the juice, because you always have to think if you're going to pay $100 for it, you're really going to pay about $125 between shipping and the buyer's premium. So you always have to consider that. So I kind of go, all right, what's that going to be all in? Put my number in and call it a day. And then usually the auctions end at 2 or 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, whatever. So I go to bed and wake up and see what I won. Well, this time I only won one card, but it's a really cool card, and it is a 1952 Topps Bob Feller autographed. And the reason I love it is it's a great card. In fact, this card is in the 300 Great Cards by Mike Payne. Kind of good. He thinks it's that good. 300 Great Cards of the 20th century. 52 Topps is obviously an iconic set in the hobby. I don't have a ton of 52 Topps, honestly, and I only have one other one that's signed, and it's Red Sheendienst. So this is my second Hall of Famer to have on a PSA, or have on a card from 52 Topps. This one happened to be slabbed. The card was graded a 2, which is, I didn't care really, but that autograph is just gorgeous. It is incredibly bold, blue Sharpie, just like I like it. And so I was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to win this. I kind of put in a number that seemed stupid. I ended up paying $230 for this, which Bob Feller autographs are a dime a dozen. They are everywhere. He signed anything you would put in front of his face, which is awesome. He was a great signer. And I think this was my 25th Bob Feller autograph in my collection. So I have plenty of them. But to get it on a card like this is just, I couldn't not do it. I really wanted it. And so I bid appropriately, which it goes well with its compatriot, because I also have this card just in a regular non-autographed version, a PSA 4. what's interesting is you look at them, the PSA 2 and the PSA 4 look eerily similar. They're both miscut, just in different directions. The PSA 2 over here is kind of, it's kind of diamond cut, kind of like a little off whack there. Similar corners, really. Like, actually, I think the registration and color on the 2 are a little bit better than the 4. So you got me, man. I've stopped trying to figure out how the heck PSA grades cards, but they do look really good in the slabs, and that's kind of the point. Is the cards are protected, the cards are authenticated, the assigned grade, someone's opinion in that moment is kind of whatever. So I'm just happy to have both of them, honestly, regardless of the grade. And yeah, so there's my 52 Topps Bob Fellers. Shout out to all my Indians guys, and there's a bunch of them out there. They're going to really love seeing this, but happy to have it as part of my collection. That is it for today, guys. We will talk to you soon. Keep collecting.